how much more do you need to bear? We're here. It is here. What you need in order to live a fulfilling life, what you need in order to live a happy life, a prosperous life, an elevated spiritual growth life is here. It is being given to you right now. So are you paying attention? Hello, divine souls, and welcome to Mystic Temple Spirituality for a New Age. I'm Monica Bay, also known as the Divine Mother, and I am here to bring you truth. All right, so today's divinity session is going to be amazing, as they always are. But first, let's talk about the program that we just launched last week. Amazing, right? The Pathways to Divine Consciousness and Fulfillment, bringing you from 3D to 10D consciousness. So many people are excited about this, and they are ready to elevate, and I hope you are too. A lot of people have been signing up for it and asking about it, and I'm just excited about the response right now. Again, this was given by the Cosmic Collective Consciousness and never before done in history. Okay, this is going to bring you all the way to 10D consciousness, which for the vast majority of people in this world today is unfathomable. Okay, but it's fathomable. Okay, because it's going to happen. All right. All right. So so anyway, really excited about that, and I just want to thank everyone for their enthusiasm and their excitement as well. And I'm also excited about it. So let's get going. Okay, so for today's divinity session, we are going to jump right into the next passage in the book of Rashida, and it is as follows. How much more do you need to bear? How much longer is it going to take? How much older does it need to be? We are here. We have come. It's time to see. Okay, so this passage is bringing things right to your face, okay? Talking about how much more do we need to bear? Okay, we are here. What the cosmic collective consciousness is saying is that all the suffering that's going on in this world, in your life, is your choice. Because how much longer do you need to suffer? How much longer do you need to bear these horrible, dark things that are going on in your life and inside of you? When the cosmic collective consciousness, the book of Rashida, me has is here, right? We are all here. It says we are here. We have come. It is time to change. It is time to evolve. So really, this is really underscoring the reality of the fact that this is the time right now, which we've been talking about. This is the time right now for things to elevate, to change. We're ushering in this new world. How much longer do you need to bear? Come with us. And really, it's also bringing right to your face. There's many of you right now who have been watching Mystic Temple since the beginning, who are watching and inspired with each divinity session. However, you are not actually applying this to your life. How much more do you need to bear? We're here. It is here. What you need in order to live a fulfilling life, what you need in order to live a happy life, a prosperous life, an elevated spiritual growth life is here. It is being given to you right now. So are you paying attention? That's what this message is really saying. Are you paying attention? And I find it interesting because, again, this particular passage was written back in 2018. So I think it's interesting that everything is timed. You know, like I've said before, everything is timed. Everything is divine timing. They knew exactly when I would be putting this stuff out. And this passage shows a little bit of frustration. The cosmic collective consciousness does not get frustrated. However, the language that they're using here is kind of underscoring a little bit of an angst of like, hello, hello, people. Are you listening? We're gonna knock. Are you listening? The cosmic collective consciousness and the book of Rashida is here to help prevent your suffering. We had a passage about suffering several divinity sessions ago talking about the key to limiting human suffering, which is listening, which is going within, which is allowing yourself to be guided. Well, the book of Rashida is here to guide you. So what are you doing? Are you paying attention? Are you moving along the road, or are you just watching to be inspired for the moment and then going back to your day to day without applying this knowledge? I always tell you guys that knowledge without application is pointless. Because if I learn a whole bunch of things, but then I don't do anything with it, what was the point of me learning outside of me just knowing things, right? If knowledge is power, how does it become power? Being used. That's how it becomes power. So many of you are experiencing burdens right now, experiencing challenges in your life right now. Why do I know that? Because that's life, right? We experience challenges, we experience burdens all the time. Some of you are experiencing that right now as you're watching this. Something is going on in your life. You're trying to push through something. You're feeling blockages. You are living paycheck to paycheck, or you're trying to get somewhere and having a hard time. Whatever the issues are, you may having issues with your family, your spouse, all of these things, right? Whatever your issues are, you have the answers within you, and the guidance on how to get there. The guidance on how to get there and how to persevere is in the book of Rashida. It is in these divinity sessions. It is with Mystic Temple. And the way that we can usher in a new world where these same issues don't have as much power over you. Okay, this is the reality that we are creating. As long as you are moving with us in this new reality, or you get left behind, it's up to you. And again, suffering is a choice because you have all of the answers. We are giving you all of the answers. That's why the cosmic collective consciousness in this passage says, we are here, we have come. Right after it's talking about how much longer do you need to suffer, how much longer are you going to bear this, how much longer, and how much older does it need to be. That phrase right there, by them saying how much older does it need to be, they're really referring to things that are aging at this point, because we're at the point now where this all of this is coming out, where the book of Rashida has now been revealed. It is currently still being revealed, but it is already given you a blueprint. It has already given you a blueprint. And the cosmic collective consciousness has literally given us an entire blueprint in writing, okay, through me, for how to elevate, how to reach not only fulfillment in your life, but we're talking about fulfillment spiritually as well. Being able to have fulfillment in both at the same time. Again, never been done before in history. They have given this. So for those of you who have not taken advantage of signing up for that program yet, that's on you. That's on you, because we're moving ahead. You're going to either get left behind or you're going to move with us, right? And it is a whole entire world out there. Mystic Circle TV is in is in 640 million households. There is a whole entire world out there, okay, that we are moving forward. And we're only going to grow from there. There's a whole entire world that we're moving forward. Are you moving with us, or are you getting left behind? Are you suffering because of your own choices or lack of choices? What are you doing in your life to make sure that you are living in that complete fulfillment? If you are not currently fulfilled spiritually and in your actual life, then you need this program, okay? The Cosmic Collective Consciousness has literally given us a blueprint for all of it. And what does this look like when you are actually in 10D consciousness, when you are actually having this fulfillment in your actual real everyday life? Well, you really don't have that many problems that you would call problems, right? You may have things like life is going to happen, right? Things still happen, but are you going to be able to be not affected by those things? Absolutely. Are you going to be able to really truly be happy? Absolutely. This is what fulfillment is about. If you are not currently fulfilled, then you are sleeping. You are sleeping, and I need you to wake up. I need you to wake up. And that's what this passage is saying. Wake up. How much longer do you need to bear these problems that you're having? How much longer do you need to bear? And the reality is, we have so much power inside of us that I tell you guys about all the time. We have so much power, and we have the ability to control our reality. Can we control every single aspect? No. However, we can control a hell of a lot. of our reality. We can control a whole lot. And those problems that you're having right now, those struggles that you're going through right now, do you have control over those? Absolutely. Do you know how? You might not know how. And this is why you need to this is why you need to elevate, but as you elevate, you come more into your actual power. And that's what we're talking about, coming more into your power, because when you come into your power, there is absolutely nothing that can stop you. And it doesn't matter what your physical, worldly goals are, and it doesn't matter what your spiritual goals are. All of them are possible. All of them are 100% possible. And one message that's coming through right now, from the Cosmic Collective Consciousness regarding this passage is also about procrastination. What are you procrastinating about in your life that's actually important to you? Sometimes we procrastinate because we just don't feel like doing something, but usually when we're procrastinating, it's out of some type of fear, right? Sometimes we have a fear of success. Sometimes we have a fear of failure, which is really in tandem, is kind of the same thing. Sometimes we have a fear of putting ourselves out there, or whatever that is making us procrastinate. So what are you procrastinating about? How much do you need to bear? How much more do you need to bear? Because when you are procrastinating, I can tell you this because I'm speaking from a person who used to procrastinate a lot, okay? It weighs on you, and you procrastinators out there can understand what I'm saying. It weighs on you. Even if it's something that you don't want to do and it's something silly that's not even really that important in the grand scheme of things, but it is important in terms of like getting your life together or something like that. If you are not doing that thing and you know you have to do it, stays in the back of your mind and it becomes like a burden on you, and you're like, okay, I know. And then you have all this guilt and things like that for not getting things done. And then you regret it later, like, oh, if I could have just done that, it would have only taken me 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever, right? So for those of you who are procrastinating, really dig deep and see what your reason for that procrastination is. But at the end of the day, you need to get up and do something about it. Because again, that's another form of suffering. If something is in the back of your mind weighing on you and it's just a burden on your mind, sometimes mental burdens and emotional burdens can be way more burdensome than physical burdens, right? Because our mind has the ability to really to really take over us if we are not in control, if we are not being mindful, right? No pun intended. But if we are not being mindful and aware of our thoughts to be able to intersect them and to be able to shift them, then our thoughts control us. Same thing with our emotions. If we are not mindful, which is why the book of Rashida talks a lot about mindfulness. If we are not mindful and aware of our emotions, then we cannot intercede them and shift them. Do we have the ability to shift our emotions in every second of every day? Absolutely. Absolutely. So again, suffering is a choice. If you are suffering, that means you are not doing whatever you need to do to stop that suffering, right? If this suffering has lasted a long time, or a few days, or a few weeks, or a few months, or a few years, whatever, it's lasting too long, because there's not really that much of a need to suffer outside of the universe giving you challenges that you need to go through in order to learn, because you weren't listening. Again, if you're listening, you don't have to worry about suffering as much, right? There will still be moments of suffering, but you can shift right out of that because you are aware. And as you start to elevate through these different levels of consciousness, as you start to elevate in these different levels of your life, which all are encompassed in this program, when you start to elevate, these things fall off. These things go away. Why? Because one, you are listening. So suffering is very minimized. So those of you who are stubborn out there, another message coming through. Those of you who are stubborn out there, you know who you are. You know who you are. You stubborn people, all right? The stubborn people, you guys are the ones who have to suffer a lot. You have to suffer a lot because you're stubborn. Stubborn means that you are closing channels. You are closing opportunities to listen. You are not able to hear. You're not able to hear with your inner ear, and you are not able to hear with your actual ear. When you are stubborn, you are stuck in a particular mode of thinking. You are stuck in a particular mode of being, right? You are stuck in a particular mode of seeing the world. Your life perspective is very stringent. When you are narrow and stringent, you are not flexible enough to move. Think of a tree, right? There's a reason why trees sway in the wind. If they were rigid like this, they would break. There's a reason why they sway in the wind, because they need to be in flow. They need to be in flow, and then they're able to stand strong, right? If you are stubborn, you are rigid, and you will break very easily. You will break very easily. You will break your life. You will break your psyche. You will break your emotions. You will break your mind, okay, because of the suffering and your stubbornness to what it is that you need to do to change. So understand, the book of Rashida in an earlier passage says, those who hear with open channels will be saved. If you do not have an open channel, i.e., being stubborn because you're closing off different channels to what it is, to whatever doesn't fit your narrow narrative, right? You're closing off channels. How are you going to be open to receive, and therefore you don't get saved, i.e., you get left behind, right? Suffering is a choice. But now that I'm done yelling at you guys, with all of this, the reassurance is that the cosmic collective consciousness is here. The book of Rashida is here. What they've given us now with this program, the pathways to divine consciousness and fulfillment, is here. You have plans. We have plans. I am here. I've been sent here to do all of this, right? So all of this is here. The divine is here. Your spirit guides are here. Your higher self is here. Your soul is here. You have a whole entire army of help, okay? So remember that you are not alone. And I tell you guys this all the time, you are not alone. So even when you feel like you are alone in life, understand that you are not. Understand that the struggles that you're going through, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Understand that that light is you. Understand that. That light is you. Mic drop. Understand that that light is you. You are the one who can pull you out of those hardships. You are the one who can pull you out of suffering by taking action, by not procrastinating, by focusing on your spiritual path. And this is how important it is. This is how important our spiritual path is. It's so important that the book of Rashida is serious about it. Telling you how much more do you have to bear before you get on the train? Okay? How much more do you have to bear? And every time you are suffering in your life, every time you find yourself complaining about something, every time you find yourself thinking about, oh, I wish this were the case, I wish that were the case, why isn't this happening? Why isn't you're getting frustrated for whatever's going on in your life? Every time you have those moments, you need to ask yourself, what am I not doing? And sometimes the answer is manifestation, getting up off your butt and doing something about it energetically, right? Manifesting what it is that you want, but also taking the right actions. Remember, I tell you guys about your choices, and your actions all dictate your reality now and in the future. And so, whatever actions and choices that you are making now is an act of creation, of manifestation to your future. Okay. And again, if you are not jumping on what the cosmic collective consciousness is giving you, you are missing out. And even if you are doing some things on your own, you are still missing out because you are half-assing it. Because you are going the long way instead of the short way that is literally being handed to the entire world right now. Okay? The short way is listening, taking all of the things that we are teaching, okay? All of the things that we have in these divinity sessions, all of the teachings in the book of Rashida, and this program, all of this together, taking that knowledge, taking the action to sign up for that knowledge, right? But taking that knowledge, all of that knowledge, collectively, and applying it to your life. Don't you want to live a happy life? Don't you want to wake up every day being happy? Don't you want to wake up every day feeling grateful for life, but not in a way of I have these things going on, but despite that, I'm grateful for life. Actually, being grateful for all of your life and not waking up with woes, not waking up with burdens. Okay? Don't you want that in your life? Why would you not want that? So that's the question. How much more do you need to bear, is what this passage says. How much older does it need to get? How much older does everything that's being provided right now need to get? Are you going to wait until 20 years from now to jump on the train? that you've missed when you could have been happy 20 years ago. you could have been you could have been fulfilled 20 years ago. You could have been living your best life, your best dreams 20 years ago. How much longer do you need to, how much more do you have to bear? Right? So this is what it's talking about. And the divine has come here to help you, to give you the remembrance of who you are. And through that remembrance, there will be so much more. Okay? Just through that remembrance, there will be so much elevation happening. And I know that many of you who are watching have reached out to me and told me how all of this has really been changing your life. And so I do know that many of you are applying this, but this message is for those who are applying this and for those who are not, to wake up. This is a wake up call. Okay? Do not miss your opportunities. Do not miss the opportunities to make the right choices to end your suffering. And of course, they ended this particular passage with, "It is time to see." What are we seeing? Well, what we've been talking about this whole time. What we're seeing is ourselves. What we're seeing is the true nature of our being. What we're seeing is the true nature of this world, this illusionary world that we live in. And what we will eventually see when we reach different levels of consciousness, we will see the true world. We will see what that actually feels and looks like. It is time to see. It is time for the veils to be lifted from your eyes. It is time for the deception to fall away and the truth to rise. It is time for you to rise. So, what I want you to walk away with today is action. That's what I want you to walk away with. Action. I want you to walk away with the remembrance of who you are. I want you to walk away with the idea and the reality and the acknowledgement, okay, that now is the time for action. Now is the time to get off your butt and do something about your life. Now is the time to elevate. And with this ushering of the new world, go back to Divinity session number 7, where I gave the prophecy that I received. With this ushering of this new world, we understand how important now is, how important it is right now for everything to be happening. And so I need you to really act as if that's so, because it is. I need you to act on that. I need you to start taking a real active approach to your life and your suffering. Okay? Suffering is not something that you have to accept. It's not something that you have to accept as a regular everyday thing. Will we suffer every once in a while? Absolutely. It doesn't have to last long, though. Okay? And if you are someone who is continuously suffering, that is your choice. I need you to understand that is your choice. That's what I want you to walk away with. The reality that the power is in your hands. You are the answer. You are the response to that dilemma. You. And the book of Rashida gives you guidance for that. At the end of the day, it's you. I'm not going to come and I'm not going to come and put strings on you like a puppet and make you do what you need to do. That's you. That's you. You have to do that. You have to do that. I'm here to give you the message. I'm here to relay the message. I'm here to inspire you and motivate you. But at the end of the day, the action relies upon you. And so at the end of the day, your suffering is a choice. So are you done suffering? Are you done suffering? If you are, then get on board. And I will welcome you and I'll be happy to see you and engage with you. Make sure you join the Facebook group because you're missing out on a great community there as well. Make sure you join the Facebook group and definitely join the Pathways to Divine Consciousness and Fulfillment program. Um, Again, you'll get left behind because we're moving forward regardless, okay? So I need you to take action and I need you to really think about those things in your life. It's really, really, really easy to throw the blame on other people. Very easy. We can do that all day, right? We can say, "Oh, my problem is this person's problem." Because why do we do that? Because it takes the problem off of us. It takes the burden off of us in our minds, but the reality is the burden is not off of us. No matter how much you try to put it on other people, the finger points right back to you. Always. No matter what it is. So, put your big girl and your big boy pants on and get to work. Get to work on your life. Get to work on your happiness. Get to work on your fulfillment in all areas because it's possible. And even when you have time constraints, even when you have things going on, I get it, right? We have busy lives. We have a lot of things happening all at once. But with this elevation of self, elevation of spirit, and elevation of your life, you can traverse those things very easily. Right now, you may feel like you can't because you have not been elevating. So again, come on board and begin to elevate, and you will see the difference. You will see the difference in your life. You will see the difference in your mind, body, and spirit. All right. So with that all being said, I am now going to speak love, life, and power and awakening into all of you, and action. We're going to add some action in there. Okay. All right. In the divine language. Okay. Ema Brielle, Ema Brielle Vectusos, Ema Brielle, Ema Brielle, Ema Brielle Vectusos, Eshna Popo Eshnasha, Eshna Popo Eshnasha, Pie, 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 Pie destu, Pie destu, Pie destu, Pie destu, Pie destu, Eshna Popo Eshnasha, Eshna Popo Eshnasha, Eshna Popo Eshnasha. Eshna popo eshna sha ema briel, ema briel, ema briel, ema briel, levante. Eshna popo eshna sha, lehate. Eshna popo eshna sha, lehate. Bicosa, 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 lehate bicosa, lehate bicosa, lehate bicosa, lehate bicosa, lehate bicosa, lehate bicosa. Eshna popo eshna sha, eshna popo eshna sha. And now we will end with the prayer in the divine language, which essentially means peace be unto you. Zor Kumti. And I'll see you next time.
This is a calling to the world that's gone cold. When you're feeling lost and all alone, hold on tight, let go of your demons. There's a light inside that's waiting to be seen. To the broken-hearted, to the ones who've been betrayed, to the ones who've been silenced, to the ones who've been afraid. You're not alone, we're in this fight together. We'll lift each other up and rise above the weather. There's hope, don't be afraid to make a stand. Rise up, it's time to heal across the land. United we'll be stronger, let the book of Rashid lead the way. So rise up, let the light guide us today. To the broken-hearted, to the ones who've been betrayed, to the ones who've been silenced, to the ones who've been afraid. You're not alone, we're in this fight together. We'll lift each other up and rise above the weather. To the dreamers and believers, don't give up the fight. Release it all, shine your light so bright. In the face of darkness, we know our way. With hope in our hearts, we'll make a brighter day. There's hope, don't be afraid to make a stand. Rise up, it's time to heal across the land. United we'll be stronger, let the book of Rashid lead the way. So rise up, let the light guide us.